this. I like this.
I just remembered I can fast travel.
Just now? Have you not fast traveled at all session?
No.
I genuinely, like, this Let's Play is going to be so much longer than it would have been if you used the fast travel feature. That's
Okay,
crazy.
I gotta go there.
I'm surprised I didn't notice.
I've just been walking for the past, like, 10 minutes.
Anyway, I guess, like, what's your overall review, Al, of the DC cinematic universe?
Of the bit we've seen, it's bad.
Who's your favorite character of it?
Lex Luthor.
I think I agree. I really liked what they were doing. Not necessarily liked what they were doing. I don't want to give too lavish a praise to Batman v Superman, which I do think is the worst of the movies we've watched, and I think is possibly like it's like if I calculated like badness per like budget dollar, like I feel like that's like the worst movie I've ever seen, like per dollar. You know what I mean? Like it's really horrible. That said, I like Lex Luthor in like the first half of that movie because he's just kind of like a fuck boy.
He is like a bit of a fuck boy. Honestly, like Lex has not been particularly intimidating in any of the movies we've seen, because like the Gene Hackman Lex is also like a goofball.
Yeah, they don't really try to do like a scary Lex.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were going for like he's fucked up and crazy, you know, in the Batman v Superman. Like this is like the fucked up crazy Lex. That's you know, God is dead.
More like the Joker.
He's so lame.
Oh, you seem well endowed. Huh, what did you like to know?
You become a good communist, Scorpio.
Scorpio, you've become a great communist. Let's have the sex in the helicopter. And then Scorpio's like, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Anyway, the best character in the DC cinematic universe is the Flash, obviously.
Oh, yeah, he's alright.
Because you know what? There's that one time that...
There's a baby.
And the Flash rescues it. And
he doesn't just rescue the baby. He rescues, like, 9 babies. Yeah, he rescues 9... at least 2 babies.
That's the way.
Guys, we got more soundboard. That's the way.
That's the way. I love Aqua. I love Aqua so much. She's so cool.
That's the way.
Are we gonna try to just discuss the Boxer's Omen?
I was thinking that. I have no idea what I could even say about it.
Guys, we watched the Hong Kong horror, like a cult film. Not cult, it's a cult in nature. It's about dark witches and stuff.
Yeah, it's about dark witches.
The Boxer's Omen the other day. I think it was the first of the like horror movie group watches where I was like sitting there like, oh, I don't think I like this at all. However, I think, you know, in thinking about it afterwards, I am glad to have seen it.
Yeah,
it's one of the strangest films I've ever watched.
I kind of feel similar.
Like, what do we want to try to describe what the plot of the movie is? Because I genuinely don't really know.
The plot of the movie is there's this dude, our main character. His name is Chan Hung, and he's
a boxer from Hong Kong.
Well, his brother is a boxer.
Right, his brother's a boxer.
Yes. And he gets killed or like nearly killed.
He gets like paralyzed in a fight with a Thai boxer.
Yeah, and then
a boxer from Thailand.
His brother tells him to get revenge for him.
Shotgun sucks.
It does suck. It like does no damage.
I think you got to be real close and probably
just
blast him then.
It looks like it should have some fucking distance on it though.
I know. I feel like the sawed-off had more distance on it. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my assault rifle. Hold on, guys. I need to call the Sloth Demon, aka White Tiger, aka Tom Sheldon. But like, so he also at one point his uncle is killed by like some mobsters, and that's just
from like mainland China, right?
It's like a thing that happens, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
There's no like resolution to that,
payoff whatsoever. But anyway, he goes to Thailand, and he meets this guy, and I don't even remember how he gets there. How does he meet?
I don't remember. I don't know. But he ends up at like with some monks, some like Buddhist monks, and he meets this old monk that they keep in like a big jar.
Yeah.
Who's like all emaciated and old, like he's barely kept alive because I think he got poisoned by wizards or something.
He got poisoned by
the dark magician.
Remember, yeah, the spider that the dark, because there's an extended sequence where we see his battle with the dark magician. Where
yeah, and
they're like. There's the little bat running around, remember?
He like resurrects a little bat and the bat runs around and stuff. So the monk is like, you were my twin brother from a previous life.
Yeah.
You need to defeat the dark wizard in my stead now that I've become like this old man in a pot. And so he trains to be a monk. He promises not to have sex and all that stuff.
Yeah. There was a gratuitous sex scene earlier between him and his girlfriend.
Like just a straight up like pornographic
it was like
sex sequence.
Like
yeah.
Her boobs were pressed up against like the glass.
Yeah.
You could see
and so. And then it's like the thing is that gets me about it, despite being like it's not a short movie. It's like an hour and or it's like 100 and something minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's like an hour and 5 minutes.
No, it's way
like
way
now
more than
there's
an hour. It's like 105.
Not an hour. I meant 105.
Yeah.
Not an hour and 5. Yeah.
I kind of wish it was like only 60 minutes.
Yeah. The thing that's odd about it to me is that I feel like all of this. There's not that many scenes in it, but all of the scenes are really like gratuitous and long. And there's a lot of very bizarre sequences in it where like the dark, like occult wizards are like doing their evil magic, and all of it involves like a lot of very practical effects that swing between like really bad, like it's just like a plastic doll that they're cutting open, to like bad, like immorally realistic, like actual bad, like bugs and animals type stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many maggots. There's all sorts of maggots, and all of these sequences like where they're doing these like occult sort of like rituals to like resurrect stuff, or like it goes on so long.
It goes on so long, and there's a lot of like food eating and like
nasty gross food, and like tons of bugs everywhere, and like cutting stuff open. Like there's one sequence where they like steal like a crocodile or something, and they like kill it and like hang it open and cut it open and fill it with like take out all the meat and like fill it with bugs and like it's just a lot of like crazy stuff occurs, and these scenes go on for really long. So like not a lot of stuff happens in the movie, but all of the scenes are really like they really like lean in on like let's see everything that happens with this dark wizard. And so like he defeats the dark wizard and then goes home with his new monk powers to fight the Thai boxer to like avenge his brother.
But
then he wins, but he gets the shit beat out of him, and he sees like these visions of like maggots in his eyes. At one point he vomits up a whole eel.
Yes.
And so he's like, well shit.
He vomits up the eel because they told him that like he was going to like if the crystal wizard died, he would die. And he was like, bullshit, right. And he left, but then he vomited up an eel and he came back and was like, okay, I guess I'll learn to be a monk.
Right. And so so
after he defeats the dark wizard, he goes back home and he has sex with his girlfriend and loses his
his monk powers. Yeah. And then he wins the fight, but just barely, and he dreams of having like maggots inside his eyes, and so he goes back to Thailand to like be like, I need to defeat the dark wizards for good, but lies to Buddha about not having broken his vows and had sex with his hot girlfriend back in Hong Kong, and he talks to his old, like, emaciated twin brother from a previous life who's like, I died in another life in Nepal, and I turned into this like gemstone or something. That's like this like artifact.
Dude, I was so
with
checked
my
out by
power.
this part. I had no idea what was going on.
And so he goes to Nepal. There's a lot of kind of vibesy scenes of him just walking around Nepal, which is cool. And then he goes into the... And by the way, this is after the point where there's like a 20... Like, I think legitimately, like a 20-minute long scene where the Dark Wizards 3, trying to avenge their old friend, summon like a mummy woman by like, entombing her corpse inside of...
Let's have an alligator?
Inside of an alligator full of bugs. Yeah. And it creates this like sexy woman full of bugs that's gonna get the guy. And so he's gonna get this artifact by like he needs to go to the Buddha statue and like the sun is shining on his hand, and he fights like a big suit of armor, but then the witch appears and he becomes like embodied by the spirit of like his past life, his past life twin guy with the artifact, and he defeats her. He defeats the witch after there's a scene where she's like squeezing his leg between her thighs. I don't know why that was in there.
It was sexy.
I think that was the intention, but she's like a bug lady.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird. And so the 3 dark wizards appear again. They come out of her body. They're birthed from her after she dies. And like they come out as like 3 saran-wrapped mummies. This is the best part of the movie, by the way. And then like they literally, I think, do have like just are covered in saran wrap. I don't know why. And like they kill each other. They like murder each other, and like they do some stuff with bugs. And this is all, by the way, there's all of like the wizard battle sequences are really just the characters are like sitting there while the other person does like. Have you ever seen that video that's like the people commentating that like hype fake game? Like they're all sitting around that table outside. Yes. And it's like, oh, he hit him with the telephone. Like, oh my god, he's gonna squirt him with the water toy. Oh, but he has got the umbrella.
I was gonna say, then he pulls out the umbrella to block it. Yeah,
he knows the counter spell. He knows the counter spell.
He knows the move.
The counter melody. It all of it has that energy, like where it's just and maybe that's culturally insensitive for me to say, but I don't know how much of this is like culturally driven.
Who knows?
I don't know, but it's got a very bizarre energy where the Dark Wizard will just be like eating bugs and like cutting stuff up and like summoning these little like skeleton dolls that walk around and march around, and the other person just sort of sits there and lets it happen. And so he's like this like old Buddhist guy resurrected from the dead, and he watches while these 3 saran-wrapped dark wizards come out of this lady, and then they all like kill each other, and like bugs spill out of them, and then out of their corpses crawl 3 little like fuzzy dinosaur type creatures, like really small. Like doll-sized little dinosaur-type creatures with, like, on the end of their, like, brontosaurus necks are just one like fuzzy eye. Like, one cyclops eyeball. And they march towards the old resurrected, like, monk. And the Buddha statues behind him release these, like grenades, or like I think I called them fidget spinners. These like spinny like Beyblades from their hands that eviscerate and explode the 3 little dolls. And then I guess that's the wizards are defeated at that point. And that's the movie.
Well, then a guy like he becomes like a little like his friend becomes like, or his brother from a past life becomes like a crystal man.
Yes.
He leaves, or the guy leaves to go have sex with
his girlfriend again. I don't know how much cultural context I'm missing for all of this, but it's just the pacing of it was crazy.
Yeah.
At one point, he's going back with the monks to like. I forgot about this part. This part was good. He goes back to the monks, and this is after he's had sex with his wife and like his girlfriend and like lost his powers. And he's like, yeah, I haven't broken the vow, whatever. And he's like, how do I become more powerful to defeat the Dark Wizards?
Yeah.
3. And he's like, I know, I've got just the thing for you. And he takes him to like this old temple in which is growing in like a crevice in the statue a 1,000-year-old mushroom that will protect him from the power of one powerful blow. Which is another one of those things where I'm like, I'm missing cultural context for this. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
But again, just it's a strange experience for sure.
You know what? Describing it, I realized that I think this would have been like these crazy visuals and stuff would have made like an awesome like music video. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I needed this to be a movie. You know?
yeah. It does. You know, the thing that I said afterwards is like I really latch on to like character. Character is even in these horror movies very important to me. Even more so in these horror movies, very important for me to have like a guy that I'm like rooting for. I think is even just a guy I think is like funny, like a guy with like a personality. And this movie didn't really have that for me.
Yes. Again, that's why I always like I point out.
But I do think it was worth watching because it was just so unlike all the other stuff we've watched.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Like, just it was a vision into another world.
I don't regret watching it. I probably wouldn't watch it again.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
But like,